Hey guys, what's going on? This is Cool Toys, and what I have here on my table today is the A-Team van. Basically, this is going to be part of my G.I. Joe universe. I have it as where A-Team, G.I. Joe, Cobra, and maybe even like Cobra Law and all that, and sometimes maybe even Transformers all live in the same universe, in the same world time frame. But in particular, with this A-Team van, the story that I'm coming up with for this universe and story line that I'm going with is that the A-Team is around the same time as G.I. Joe's because, basically the TV show A-Team and G.I. Joe the cartoon were right around the same time, maybe a few years difference. But the A-Team is all cleared from the government, whatever happened with them in Vietnam and all that. They find out that, they were just maybe they stepped out of bounds, but all's forgiven now, and they work with G.I. Joe hand in hand. I do have the new release of this vehicle and the action figures it came with. I found them in a Target years ago, and I have them somewhere else, but I may bring them in some other time. But right now, it's just all G.I. Joe figures. But with this, I have the A-Team van. They're going to be going through the desert. I have Roadblock inside the driver side. I think he fits in pretty well as a B.A. Baracus. B.A. Baracus would approve. I would think that Roadblock would be able to drive his van, be allowed to drive his van, and also as a driver or co-driver. I have Gung Ho. I'll show you guys better views when I take them out later. But Gung Ho and Roadblock are the only two that are basically authorized to drive the van right now. And this has a sliding door if y'all aren't familiar with it. But it's real finicky. It like falls off and it's kind of janky. And I have Spirit in the back because he's taking them through the desert and showing them different areas. They're just doing some off-roading and checking out nature. But I'm going to pretend in this scenario that while they're out, they actually come into some mechanical problems. Maybe the A-Team van overheats. Maybe they're taking a little too rough through the desert and they blow a tire, or something goes wrong with the transmission, so they need to radio or call in for a tow truck. So stand by. It's the A-Team van driving through the desert. They're having a good old time. Like I said, they have a breakdown. They call on the radio, and Quick Kick was actually out there in the desert with them. He's driving in his Jeep Rubicon, and they got a hold of him. Roadblock asked Quick Kick to go back to the base, go get some tools if they can't, and it's getting too late because they have spotted Cobra in the area, that maybe they need to just go get a tow truck. While they're waiting for the tow truck, they're calling for some support for security while the tow truck gets there, because these guys are just hanging out. They don't have any weapons with them. They were just driving through the desert R&R on their day off, maybe a Saturday or Sunday. Joe's need some rest and relaxation. So Quick Kick says, all right, go back to base, get security, get support, and get the tow truck. I'll be right back. All right, back. So we have Roadblock. He got out. He's just all angry that the van broke down, and he's got to get it fixed because he knows B.A. Baracus will be really upset if he finds out that they broke down or were driving the van too hard. No, pity a fool. And Spirit, he's just hanging out, keeping an eye out in the desert, looking for Cobra. And we have Gung Ho over here just trying to figure out what's going on, if it is overheated or not. Too bad the hood doesn't open up on this van, but you can just imagine the hood is open up and he's checking it out. While they're waiting, they finally hear a vehicle coming down the road, off the main road into the desert where they're at. And it's a Jeep with Mutt, Lieutenant Falcon, and Shockwave. They're going to be the ones pulling security while they're waiting for the tow truck to come, because that's what they decided for. Just get out of the area because Cobra might be there any minute. and they need to do the repairs on the van. So there they are. Tow truck is coming. They hear the tow truck coming down the other side of the road, backing up with the backup sirens. And they're gonna hook it up to the van. Our gung ho is ground guiding, backing up, helping back up the tow truck. All right, they got it all hooked up now. Roadblock is just going to close the door on the van. And Quick Kick dropped off his other 2 passengers back at base and came back in the Jeep, and he's going to load up these guys so they can ride back on the base with him before Cobra gets here. So let's get them in the Jeep Rubicon here. Quick Kicks. And these guys still over here keeping watch, making sure Cobra's in there, and they're all going to convoy back. So let me set that up. All right, got them all loaded up. Let me see if I can get it on camera, them all turning around and facing back the other direction. The Jeep's going to be up front, leading the way back to the G.I. Joe base. They just turned around. We'll get him lined up over here, and then I'll pull the Cobra back, the camera back. Here's a tow truck pulling around the 18 van. And then we'll get the Jeep in the back pulling security. So we got them all lined up. Quick Kick up front, leading the way on the convoy. In the Jeep, we got the tow truck. We got the 18 van all connected to the winch and the hook. And the Jeep in the back, Lieutenant Falcon Junkyard, well, Mutt Junkyard, and Shockwave. I don't have the dog with me. So that was my quick little look and story. Guess you can call it kind of a display more than a diorama. A little storytelling. If I get some more buildings and things like that set up in the background, and maybe even build a garage or something, that would be awesome. So I can bring the vehicle in there and actually pretend that they're working on the 18 van before B.A. Baracus comes back and throws a tantrum and beats up everybody. Okay, guys, let me know if you liked the little story and the display that I showed you here. Please comment, like, subscribe. Later.